Yo guys, and as you can tell by the thumbnail and by the title of this video, I'm going to be doing my review for last night's Saturday night main event. I've actually thought that this was probably the best Saturday night main event that I have watched this year. I know a lot of people are pissed about what happened in the first match that we will get onto because it's actually really annoying to see the amount of wrestling fans that are pissed off with the fact that Cody won last night, because I think it was the most obvious thing out of the whole night that Cody was winning last night. We'll get onto that because, yeah, some wrestling fans are just, are not getting with the game and understanding why Drew didn't win last night. It's the best way to explain it at the moment because I want to speak about the match first before we get on to that. I'll let you guys know the ratings, the rating of Saturday Night's main event after I've done all the matches, but I will say that it was a good show. I'll say now I only got one match right in terms of order. Only the main event. Yes, I didn't do very well with the official order, but I did do another official order on my notes before the Saturday Night's main event started, and I actually got 2 out of 4 right because I just got the match number 1 and 2 the wrong way round, which is really annoying because I would have got all the matches right in terms of order. My mum got the same, by the way, because my mum does her order rating and her winners as well. She only got 1 right, which was the main event as well. But so let's kick on with this because I don't want the video to be really, really long. I'm going to say now that I will rate the crowd. I did give the crowd a 4 out of 5 because I felt like the crowd last night in Salt Lake City, Utah were really good. They were chanting throughout, and they were quite loud. Wouldn't say they were on levels of France and Australia and the UK, but I wouldn't say that it was a bad crowd. So I gave the crowd last night a low 4 out of 5 because I'm going to start rating the crowds when it comes to PLEs. Because sometimes a crowd can make a PLE better, and I felt like the crowd in some way or shape or form, something like that, some kind of saying like that, made the show last night better than it was. Actually, also, before we speak about the matches and the rating that I gave last night's Saturday Night's main event, we'll speak about the fact that we are getting a 16-man last. Hang on, what's something in my eye? It's really annoying me. Hang on, guys. Okay, it was announced last night that we are getting a 16-man tournament on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and even wrestlers that don't even work here, which I think he means TNA. I don't think everyone's like, oh my god, it's going to be Edge, but nah, I think he's on about TNA, but just didn't mention TNA for some weird reason, even though WWE worked with TNA, so he could have mentioned them, but I think that's what he was referring to when he said even from faces that don't even work here. But I'm excited for the tournament, but it's a bittersweet because obviously it's a tournament to decide John Cena's last opponent next month on December 13th at Saturday Night's main event in Washington, DC. The only negative I'd say about this tournament is that I think it should have been more. I think it should have been 25 because I think 16 is just a little bit too less, because how many I was trying to figure it out last night. If they want people from NXT, some people from TNA, Raw and SmackDown, there's not going to be very many people from Raw and SmackDown and NXT and TNA involved. Maybe 4 from Raw, 4 from SmackDown, 2 from NXT, 2 from TNA. How many is that? 14, and then maybe another one from maybe 5 from Raw, 5 from SmackDown, and then 3 from NXT and 3 from people from TNA is maybe what they're going to go for. 5 from Raw and SmackDown, 3 from NXT, 3 from TNA. I'm assuming that's the ratio that we're going to get in terms of people from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and TNA. Don't know who. I definitely think Dominic will be involved and Sheamus from Raw, and Rusev. I think Rusev, Sheamus, and Dominic from Raw. I'm actually kind of hoping not Dominic. Actually, not Dominic because I want Dominic to face John Cena at Survivor Series, so not Dominic. So maybe Sheamus and Rusev, definitely. Don't know anyone else. SmackDown, The Miz and Carmella Hayes. I can see those two people being involved. And then maybe Damian Priest and Aleister Black, and then one more person. Not quite sure who, but another person from SmackDown. And then from Raw, yeah, Sheamus, Rusev, Finn Balor, maybe, or Jaden McDonough, or maybe a Penta. I don't know. And then NXT, maybe Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Ethan Page, maybe. And then from TNA, Leon Slater, Moose, and Mark Santana. I don't say his name. Or actually, Joe Hendry to the Moose. Like those three people, maybe those. I think the 6 people from TNA and NXT is quite easy. Like Leon Slater, Joe Hendry, and Mike Sanat. I can never pronounce his name. And then Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Ethan Page. I think it probably will be those 6 people. Could be wrong, but SmackDown, Carmella Hayes and The Miz, Raw, Sheamus and Rusev, and then that's it. I don't know who else will be involved in it, but it's going to be very intriguing to see who the 16 people are that WWE decide to choose. Unless John Cena gets to choose them himself. I would love that if actually they allow John Cena to choose the 16 people that are a part of this tournament. Like he goes through like all their careers in NXT, TNA, and he goes through the people on the SmackDown and Raw roster, and he chooses like 5 people from Raw, 5 people from SmackDown, 3 people from NXT, and 3 people from TNA to be a part of this tournament, handpicked by John Cena. And then it's up to WWE to choose out of the people that John Cena handpicked that go on to actually win the whole thing. That would be actually quite interesting. But yeah, we're getting a 16-man tournament that starts next week on Raw, not this week, next week. It'll be intriguing to see if in a couple of days' time we get to see who's a part of this tournament, but I don't think we will. But anyways, let's kick on with the Saturday Night's main event itself because it has already been an almost 8-minute video, but there's been obviously a few things to talk about before we actually get on to the review of the matches. But yeah, the first match of the night was Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Drew was trying to get Cody out of the ring so he could get counted out because obviously it was made official on SmackDown that if Cody got counted out or disqualified, that Cody would lose his championship instead of Drew winning by disqualification, but Cody still kept his championship. So that stipulation was made on Friday Night SmackDown during the contract signing. So kind of see the lights. Yeah, I can. Drew was biting Cody Rhodes. Don't know how that didn't class as a disqualification, but the ref apparently didn't see it. Drew was hungry. I think he got a bit hungry during the match, quite early on in the match. A beautiful disaster kick to Drew and a spinning Cody cutter by Cody was top-notch move. Really, really like that, and I'm hoping Cody does that a little bit more now, like a little bit more of like Cody cutters, because spinning Cody cutters, because that was such a sick move to add into his like arsenal of like moves. And then we had a near fall to the Claymore, because Drew Claymored Cody out of nowhere, like literally done an RKO, but Claymored out of nowhere instead of an RKO out of nowhere. Drew put Cody through a table, like Cody was standing on the apron, and then Drew come running and pushed him onto the announce table, which was a very nice move to be incorporated into this match. Made it definitely a lot more interesting than the match at WrestlePalooza that we will not speak about. We had a super cutter to Drew, which was fucking insane. The ref was knocked down about 15 minutes into this match, I want to say. In between 12 and 15 minutes into this match, the ref was eventually knocked down, which I did actually see happening. And then Drew brought the title into the ring again, was not able to use it. It was on the floor, and then Cody checked to see if the ref was still down, and the ref was. So Cody done a DDT onto the title, flung the title out of the ring so the ref didn't see that Cody had used that as a weapon against Drew McIntyre, done a crossroads, and then was able to pick up the victory against Drew McIntyre in a heelish and cheating way. And I done a prediction video on Friday night, on the day of Friday Night SmackDown, and I said in my prediction video that I can see Cody winning in a way that would be caused as a disqualification, right? Because of this kind of heelish Cody that we've been getting over the last couple of weeks. But obviously, on that Friday Night SmackDown, in the contract signing, we had it made official that if Cody was to get counted out or get himself disqualified, he would lose the title instead of keeping the title, which is what normally happens when the champion gets counted out or disqualified. They still keep the title. So as soon as that was made on Friday Night SmackDown, I was like, okay, my prediction of Drew winning by disqualification goes out the window, because obviously that wasn't allowed to happen. But I knew going into that match that Cody Rhodes was winning, but I couldn't change my prediction because I already wrote that Drew McIntyre was winning, and I'm a man of my word, so I didn't change my prediction on my notes to Cody. I kept it as Drew McIntyre because that's what originally I thought was going to happen. But I knew immediately going into this match that Cody Rhodes was winning. And now I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant about WWE fans that are going mental on TikTok that Drew lost, that Cody won. Like, right, if you're one of these people that are upset, angry, disappointed, mad that Cody Rhodes won and Drew has yet not become a WWE champion, listen carefully, right? This show was a Saturday night's main event, right? It's not classified as a PLE, right? That's number one. Number two, this was shown on Peacock and YouTube for international viewing. Do you really think that WWE are going to pull the trigger on Drew McIntyre becoming the new WWE Undisputed Champion on a Saturday night's main event that is being shown on Peacock and YouTube for international viewing on a 2-hour show? Do you really think WWE are going to pull the trigger? No. They've literally just signed a $1 billion deal with one of the biggest companies in America, in ESPN. Do you really think that ESPN are going to allow the biggest championship in the WWE to change hands on a 2-hour Saturday night's main event show that is being shown on Peacock and YouTube? Like, hello WWE fans, like, what? Like, seriously? Like, no. Like, there is no way in hell that Drew was winning. This was the most obvious match out of all the matches that were happening last night. This was the most obvious thing that was going to happen, that Cody Rhodes was winning. Like, really? Do you really think that WWE are going to pull the trigger on having Drew become a WWE champion on a Saturday night's main event that is not on ESPN? Like, hello. Like, literally in 4 weeks' time, we have Survivor Series that is in a 40,000 person arena on ESPN. Cody won by doing a DDT onto his championship, right? Which was not allowed in this match, because it was a match where if Cody got himself disqualified, he would lose his championship. But what did Cody do? He done a heelish thing, checked to see if the ref was still down, noticed the ref was still down, and cheated to win when the ref wasn't looking, which now gives Drew a reason to have a rematch in 4 weeks' time at Survivor Series, because Cody cheated to win when the ref wasn't looking, which is a very not Cody thing to do, because Cody is the American Nightmare. He's the QB1. He's the John Cena of this generation that doesn't do things that typically Cody Rhodes does, you know? Like, he doesn't do this heelish things. Like, this is not the Cody we know, right? And over the last couple of weeks, Cody's been acting very suspicious and a bit different to the Cody that we used to know, like a couple of months ago. Not even that, a month ago, right? Like, like hello, like you lot can't, like, no offense, but you can't be that stupid that you actually thought that Drew McIntyre was going to win the biggest prize in WWE on a Peacock and YouTube show. Like, really? Like, no. And people saying that they hate the ending. Yeah, the ending wasn't great, but if you think about it in a way that Cody done something that he was not meant to do and wasn't a Cody thing to do, like, that's not what Cody normally does to win matches. Cody does it the right way, right? Like, Cody does matches the right way. He doesn't like to do things in a heelish way that is perceived as a heel, right? But over the last couple of weeks, Cody has been doing that because Drew is putting things into his head that is drilling him to be a little bit heelish than the Cody that we know, right? And now Drew on Friday Night SmackDown is going to complain that Cody cheated to win because Cody done a DDT onto the championship, and then while the ref wasn't looking, and then flung the championship out so that the ref didn't see that the championship was in the ring. Drew can now use that against Cody to rile Cody on for Cody to then give him another rematch at Survivor Series in some sort of stipulation, probably at a show that is on ESPN for one, and for two, there is going to be almost 40,000 people in that arena. That's where Cody most likely and hopefully loses the WWE Undisputed Championship in a big arena in San Diego. That's when Drew will win, because like, people being so angry and annoyed and saying that Triple H is the worst booker because Drew lost on a Saturday Night's Main Event is just the most ridiculous thing any WWE fan can say. Like, what are you lot going on about? Like, come on now. Like, you actually really thought that Drew was going to win on a Peacock show and a show that's being shown on YouTube? That's just a Saturday Night's Main Event. That's a glorified house show. Like, really? Like, no, no. Like, that's the biggest championship in WWE. It's not going to be. It's not. Cody's not going to lose it on a Saturday Night's Main Event. He will lose it on a PLE that is being shown on ESPN. Like, come on now, ESPN are not going to allow such a big moment like that to happen not on their app. Like, considering what happened with WrestlePalooza and the ratings and how annoyed ESPN were with how WrestlePalooza was booked, do you really think that WWE are going to be like, you know what, haha, fuck you, ESPN. We're going to have a really shit show to kick off ESPN, and then we're also going to crown a new WWE champion not on ESPN. Like, no. Like, you lot, like, come on now. Like, really? Seriously? No. But, anyways, little rant over about wrestling fans that clearly aren't understanding the show that they literally just watched. Yeah, bit insane, but is what it is, I guess. I did give this match a low 4 out of 5 because I did actually think it was pretty good. Definitely way better than their WrestlePalooza match. I'm excited for the rematch to happen at Survivor Series, where, like I said, I do think that Drew will become our new WWE Undisputed Champion, and then Cody will eventually definitely turn heel, because I think Cody will win it back, like at Elimination Chamber possibly, but I think Drew will be champion for a little bit after Survivor Series, hopefully. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens on Friday Night SmackDown. But I can guarantee you that Drew will be pissed off that Cody used the championship, and we'll get a rematch. I can guarantee you. But yeah, so I did give this match right here a low 4 out of 5. Match number 2 was for the WWE Women's Championship between Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. I'll say it now, I gave this match a low 3 out of 5 because this match was very quick. Tiffany didn't get that much offense in this match. Yeah, I don't know if she is injured. I'm assuming she's got like a minor knee injury, so they're playing on the fact that she's got a minor knee injury, that they done the match the way that they did. But I think even if Tiffany wasn't injured, I would be happy with how this match went. Like, being genuinely serious, I would be happy with how this match went, because I felt for this new Jay character that we're getting, that needed to happen whether as Tiffany was injured or not. It needed to be quick and intense and brutal and a match to make Jade look very scary and powerful for the rest of the women's roster on SmackDown. So I actually quite liked how this match right here went, even if Tiffany wasn't injured. I would have liked it still because it makes Jade look so powerful. But yeah, Jade went straight for the knee. Cargo went headfirst into the steps, and I was a bit worried that she had gashed herself open again because them steps seem to have a vendetta against Jade Cargill, but she was okay. Jade completely destroyed Tiffany. Like I said, this match was very quick, and it was 95% now, actually 98% Jade absolutely destroying the living shit out of Tiffany. Yeah, and Jade quickly become the new women's champion. Sorry about the quality; it keeps going like light and dark. I don't know what the hell is going on outside, but sorry, you're gonna have to put up with it because I don't want to move it to over there again. So, unfortunately, this was what's gonna have to be. I'll only say the like slight negative about this match is that they completely buried Tiffany. Like completely. Why am I now in the desert? What the hell? They completely buried Tiffany. Like Tiffany had no offense in this match, even though she was the women's champion. But then again, if Tiffany is injured, then it kind of made sense for them to bury Tiffany in this match and not really give her any offense. Because if she's injured, then she can't really do much, can she? So yeah, but it was quite insane to see how buried they they buried her, really, to be honest with you. But Jade Cargill is our new women's champion, and I'm so excited to see who she now goes on to have a rivalry with. The type of matches we're gonna get. Yeah, I'm very excited for this new Jade Cargill. I can unfortunately see her being a part of Survivor Series for Team Becky, because I think they need a powerhouse in that Survivor Series War Games match, and I really do feel that Jade will be a part of the Team Becky War Games match, and not have a rematch with Tiffany, because if Tiffany is injured and going to be out for a few weeks, then I can't see them doing a rematch of Survivor Series, and I can't think of anyone else that Jade could have a match with at Survivor Series. So they probably might, just for first bit of her reign, unfortunately, I think she will be a part of War Games. But I don't know. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with Jade Cargill. But like I said, I did give this match right here a low 3 out of 5. But yeah, match number 3 was the match between Penta, Rusev, and Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. I would say that this match right now that is on your screen was my match of the night. Definitely by far the best match, in my opinion. Yeah, so I did give this match a low 4 out of 5. Yes, the same as Drew and Cody's match, but I feel like it was just slightly above. The Cody and Drew match, so I did enjoy this match a lot more. Rusev went straight for Dominic Mysterio. What the fuck? Dominic Mysterio before this match even started. I will say now, actually, sorry, I forgot to say. My mum said that Penta was going to win this match. Obviously, that didn't happen. She said that Jade Cargill was going to win the women's championship match, so she got that right. And she also said that Drew McIntyre was going to win. And yeah, obviously he didn't, for obvious reasons. I said that Dominic was going to win, so I did get this match right now that we will speak about again in a second. I did say that Drew McIntyre would win by disqualification, but obviously on that Friday Night SmackDown, it was made official that we had that stipulation, so my prediction went out the fucking window. But I didn't change it because I did say Drew, so I was man of my word and didn't change it, like I said. And then I did say that Jade Cargill was going to win the match before this triple threat. So yeah. Anyways, as I was saying, Rusev went straight for Dominic before the bell even rang. Rusev was dominating a lot of this match, which I actually kind of liked. The only thing I didn't like about this match right here is that there was a lot of one-on-one matches happening, where Penta and Rusev went one-on-one, Rusev and Dominic went one-on-one, Penta and Dominic went one-on-one. It was a lot of one-on-one matches, and that's what I hate about triple threats, because it's supposed to be a triple threat, which means that everybody is able to fight everybody without having to tag themselves in. But there was a lot of one-on-one matches in this triple threat right here, and I didn't like that about it. So that's the only slight negative that I have about this match. Dom tried to cheat with a chair, but it's a no disqualification match because it's a triple threat. So he gave the chair to Rusev and then was like, oh shit, yeah, it's a triple threat, there's no disqualification. So Rusev started beating the living shit out of Dom with the chair that Dom gave to Rusev to try and cheat his way out of this match. We had a lovely Mexican destroyer to Dom by Penta, that Penta like jumped off of the back of Rusev into the Mexican destroyer, which was fucking phenomenal. Like, Penta is incredible. I hope Penta does win the Intercontinental Championship soon, but I can actually see Penta winning the AAA Championship instead of the Intercontinental Championship quite soon, to be honest with you, actually. But yeah, we had a nasty Mashka kick, that's how you pronounce it, by Rusev to Penta as Penta was coming off the top of the rope. Like, that connected like perfectly. Dom then rang the bell when Rusev had Penta in the what's it called? In the accolade, I think it was called accolade. That's what it's called. Yeah, Dom rang the bell, and I was actually really confused. I was like, huh? Like, Penta didn't tap, and he's not like fell asleep. So, what? I was so fucking confused for a second, and then I was like, oh, it was Dominic that. Fucking hell, it was Dominic that rang the bell. And then obviously Rusev noticed that Dominic rang the bell, went out and grabbed Rusev, was destroying Dominic in the ring, and then Penta grabbed the bell that Dom brought into the ring. Penta whacked Rusev over the top of the head with it. Dominic grabbed Penta, shoved him into the shoved him shoulder first into the turnbuckle, and then Dominic was able to put off the frog splash and was able to steal the victory from Penta and retained his Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, some people are starting to, and I can understand it, some people are starting to get annoyed with Dominic as Intercontinental Champion, as Intercontinental Champion, and matches kind of ending similar to each other, which I get that and I understand that, but this whole Dom character is supposed to be booked the way that it is, because obviously he's paying tribute to Eddie by doing similar things that Eddie done by cheating to win and stealing victories, because he's obviously his thing was lie, cheat, and steal. I lie, I cheat, I steal. So he stole the victory by countering on the fact that Penta whacked Rusev with the hammer, and he's cheated in his other matches with other people helping him to win and using objects to help him win. Like, this is his whole gimmick at the moment, and as much as it has been going on for quite a bit now, I'm enjoying it because it's what the character is that he's playing and playing tribute to is supposed to do. So I'm not that annoyed about it, but I do kind of want him to lose the AAA championship and just focus on the Intercontinental Championship stuff that he's doing at the moment. So I really hope that in the next couple of months that Penta has a one-on-one match with Dominic Mysterio at Worlds Collide maybe, and that's where Penta wins the AAA championship, and then Dom can just focus on that championship, and Penta can go on to have rivalries with people within Mexico and America with the championship, the AAA championship, because Dominic isn't really defending it in America, but I would like for it to also be defended in America, and I think that Penta would do that. So I'm hoping Penta wins the AAA championship, but I'm not mad about it. But like I said, I did give this match right here that you're seeing on your screen a 4 out of 5 because I felt it was probably the best match of the night. Anyways, we are now on to the main event of Saturday night's main event, and that was the match between Jey Uso and CM Punk for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship. I will say it now. I did originally give this match a low 4 out of 5, but I am actually, now that I've spoken about the Cody and Drew match and the triple threat, I am now going to actually change this to a high 3 out of 5 because I don't feel it was as good as Drew versus Cody and as good as the triple threat. So, but I do feel it was better than Tiffany versus Jade. So I have swapped this match to a high 3 out of 5. Because there was a couple of moments in here where Jay messed up. CM Punk was going for a spinning DDT, but Jay just completely overshot himself and landed face first, and it just looked really stupid. So Cody, what? So Drew, I almost said Drew as well. So CM Punk had to quickly do it again. But yeah, there was a couple of moments in here where it didn't work. So. Like a couple of people were saying, "Oh, this is going to be a really good match between Jey Uso and CM Punk," but I knew from the get go that the type of styles and just the people in the ring, I just knew it wasn't going to be good or great. I knew it was going to be a decent match between the pair of them, but I didn't think it was going to be a good or a great match. Because yeah, they work, but they don't work. Punk and Jay in the ring together. I don't know, like they do, but they don't. That's why it's kind of like in the middle. But yeah, the crowd was pretty 50-50. We had Let's Go Jay, Let's Go Punk chants. We had people cheering for Jay, people cheering for Punk. Like it was, from what I could hear, it was a very 50-50 balanced out crowd last night in Salt Lake City for both Jay and Punk, which I was actually quite surprised with. I genuinely thought that it would be like 80% Punk chants and like 20% Jay chants, but from what I could hear and what I could see, it was very 50-50. Yeah, Punk went for a GTS and managed to hit the GTS, but Jay rolled out the ring, so Punk was not able to get the quick 3 count. I felt that it was quite a 50-50 match, which I'm very glad about because I hate it when matches aren't 50-50, especially in the main event. So that's a good thing. Jay went for the sequel of the super kick, spear, and frog splash, and this was quite into the match when that sequence happened. Like it was a good like over 10 minutes into the match that sequence happened. So I was very fucking nervous. I was like, shit, if he pulls off all 3 of these moves and the fact that we've gone over 10 minutes, Jay could win. And luckily he didn't. No offense to Jay, but luckily he didn't, and CM Punk kicked out. I was going to say quickly before we speak about the other thing that happened in this match, I've got nothing against Jay. Like, nothing against Jay. Like, people, like, posting online, like, really horrible things about Jay and saying that they're going to do, like, horrible things to themselves if Jay wins is outrageous, and you're just not right in the head if you're saying some of the stuff that I've seen online about Jey Uso and some of the things that people are saying that they're going to do to themselves if Jay wins. Like, you're not okay in the head, because how do you come to that conclusion that you're going to do that stuff to yourself and you're going to comment like horrible things about Jay just because Jay won a match? Like, no, like that's just ridiculous, right? And I've got nothing against Jay, like nothing. I love Jay. Like I really, really am enjoying this new Jey Uso character, but him as world champion doesn't work, right? They tried it. He was champion for not very long, couple of months, and it just didn't work. The championship in the beginning got to him, like where he messed up doing that suicide dive before he had even won the championship. His promos were not delivering. He just doesn't work as world champion, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like Intercontinental champion works, WWE Tag Team champion works, but the top tier championships, they've tried it, and unfortunately, it just doesn't work with Jey Uso, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, at least he can now say that he has been world heavyweight champion, you know? And no matter if it was for 2 days or 2 months or a year, he has been world heavyweight champion in his WWE career. And he's had a historic career, Jey Uso, as WWE Tag Team Champions, like multiple WWE Tag Team Champions, Jesus. And he's had a fantastic career with his brother, Jimmy Uso, and he's had a fantastic career within the Bloodline, and he's had a fantastic singles career. Like, he's had all these big matches, you know, against these massive names in WWE. You know, he's had a very, very good career. But just being world heavyweight champion doesn't work. And it doesn't work for the fans. It doesn't work for WWE. It just doesn't work for me. Like, it just doesn't work. And it doesn't look right. It doesn't work. And I was so nervous towards the end of this match that Jay was going to win. And I would have been pissed off, yes, because I just felt that it wouldn't have been the right decision for Jay to win against CM Punk. Like, we need a champion that is of status as CM Punk, like, you know, a legend in WWE, and Jeff, what the fuck? Jey Uso is a legend in WWE. Don't get me wrong, but he's a legend within the tag team division. I wouldn't say as a singles competitor, and they need a champion that people are going to want to watch Raw for, because if Jay had won, the Raw viewing would have gone fucking down by like 200,000, which is kind of sad, but at the same time, WWE have to think about the viewership, and if they want people to carry on watching WWE, Punk needed to win here, and if WWE wanted to make the fans happy that are not actually attending the shows, Punk needed to win here. So I think it was obvious that Punk was winning, but a part of me did think at moments that Jay actually was going to win, and I was getting really fucking nervous, really nervous. But if you are one of the people, and even if you aren't, but stop leaving hate comments and saying the most vile and disgusting things just because somebody that you didn't like won a match. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous. Like, come on now. Like, that's just so weird. Like, to comment and to say the most outrageous things just because someone that you didn't like won a match. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's been multiple times in WWE this year where people have won matches that I haven't been happy about, but I would never, ever, ever go on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, whatever the hell it may be, and say the most vile things about people. Like, I don't understand, like, people like that. Like, you don't have control over it. It's what WWE thinks is best for the business in the long run, you know? Like, so just stop with all that. That's just weird. But yeah, we had a spear through the barricade. Jay kind of pulled off a Roman Reigns move and a Braun Breaker move and other people's move by spearing Punk into the barricade. He then dragged Punk into the ring and was going to go for the Roman Reigns spear, but Punk managed to stop that from happening. I think that's how it went. And then we had a GTS, and Jey Uso kicked out again, and then we had Jey Uso going for the GTS, which looks so fucking weird, and then Punk went for the spear. Definitely both of those moves are swapped for sure. Like, Punk suits the GTS and Jay suits the spear, because that looks so fucking weird. Them both doing each other's finishers. Like, no. Punk doesn't suit the spear, and Jay don't suit the GTS. But yeah, then Punk went for 2 more GTSs, I think, and then that's when Jay went for a spear. I don't know. Anyway, Punk went for 2 GTSs, the one where he, you know, does the GTS, and then they bounce off the ropes back onto him again, onto his back, and then was able to pull off a second GTS and got the 1, 2, 3, and CM Punk with no interferences of Jay. Well, I can hope Jay was in the match. No interferences of Jimmy, Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, Austin Theory if he was going to debut, Bronson Reed. I don't even know anyone else. Like, nobody got in this match. Roman Reigns. If I didn't say Roman Reigns, nobody interfered in this match. Not even Seth Rollins. I was actually kind of getting a bit nervous because I actually thought at one point that Seth Rollins' music was going to hit and was going to distract CM Punk to help Jay pick up the victory, because Seth would rather Jay won the World Heavyweight Championship than Punk. So I actually thought for a second we were going to get Seth Rollins' music hit, and then that would have distracted CM Punk helping Jay. And I actually got a little bit nervous that was happening, especially when Michael Cole kept mentioning Seth Rollins on commentary. I was getting a little bit nervous. But no, it had ended in no shenanigans whatsoever. Nothing. It was just a one-on-one match. It actually happened. Option A that I predicted in my prediction video on Friday actually happened, and I was really sure that option A and B wasn't going to happen, but option A happened. It was a normal decent, very decent, normal one-on-one match with no interferences, and CM Punk is our new world heavyweight champion. And that's how it ended, and that was it. And then fireworks came off, and CM Punk celebrated winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Done. Like it actually happened in a way that I actually really enjoyed, and I'm so glad it happened. But yeah, so CM Punk is the new world heavyweight champion. Now it's where do we go from here? Is Punk now gonna lose it very quickly at Survivor Series and have a short title run, or are they gonna wait until like maybe near a Royal Rumble? That's or Elimination Chamber. I actually have a feeling that there's a guy on TikTok that called Johnny who I actually kind of agree with. I actually do think that Punk's going to keep the championship up until Elimination Chamber, which is rumored to be in Chicago, Illinois, and that's when Bron Breakker pins CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship in CM Punk's hometown of Chicago, Illinois, because that will cause generational heat for Bron Breakker if Bron fucking pins and beats CM Punk in his hometown of Chicago. So that's where I can see Bron Breakker winning the World Heavyweight Championship, and then maybe in some sort of like tournament, Punk is able to win the tournament and goes on to face Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But it's a bit confusing how long Punk's going to be champion and when he will now lose it, and if he loses it at Chicago in February, does Cody now have a rivalry with Punk, or does Cody just have a rivalry with Randy or Drew or Roman? Trilogy with Roman is very possible. And then Punk has a rivalry with Bron Breakker and Brock Lesnar. I don't know. Or Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins is rumoured to be back at the end of March. So just in time for WrestleMania. So there's possibility of Seth coming back and having a rematch with Punk at WrestleMania. And then Roman has a rematch with Cody Rhodes, maybe. And then Bron Breakker versus Brock Lesnar. I honestly don't know. But where we go from here with his title reign. But I hope it's not a short title reign. I hope we actually get quite a lengthy title reign with CM Punk. But anyways, that is the last match, and again, I did give it a high 3 out of 5. Right, the overall rating of Survivor Series, I did give it a 4 out of 5 because personally felt it was way better than WrestlePalooza for one, but nowhere near as good as Crown Jewel. So I couldn't rate it the same as WrestlePalooza, but couldn't rate it the same as Crown Jewel because it definitely wasn't as good as Crown Jewel. So I ended up going bang on in the middle and giving it a 4 out of 5. Let me know, guys, in the comment section down below. What do you guys think of this Silence main event? Do you agree with me with it was a good overall, a good show, or do you believe it was amazing? And you gave it a 5 out of 5, or do you believe it was a decent show? You're not very happy with some of the endings or champions or match you're not very happy with how it ended with who won the matches, and or did you think this was decent but there's not really much that you liked about it, but you felt it was better than a 1 out of 5, so you gave it a 2 out of 5? Or do you believe this was the worst Saturday Night's main event that has happened this year? You wish this Saturday Night's main event never happened, you will never ever go watch back this Saturday Night's main event ever again, you don't like any of the results, and you gave it a 1 out of 5? Let me know, guys, because like I've already said a few times now, I did give this a 4 out of 5. My match of the night that you will see on your screen in a second is this match right here. And it is the match that you're currently seeing, which was the triple threat between Rusev, Penta, and Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. Definitely my match of the night. Very close with Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. But this match you're currently seeing on your screen right now is just above that match between Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. But yeah, like I said at the beginning of this show, one more time, I'm gonna give you an explanation one more time before we end off this Saturday Night's main event review. For the people that are moaning that Drew McIntyre won, just remember that this was shown on Peacock and for international viewing on YouTube, right? WWE have just signed a $1 billion deal with ESPN. Do you really think ESPN are going to allow the biggest prize in the WWE right now to to happen on a Peacock and YouTube show. No. There's just no way that was going to happen. Like, so the people moaning and saying that Triple H is the worst booker of all time because Drew McIntyre lost again, like, you lot need to understand and realise, be like, hang on a minute, oh yeah, this was a Saturday Night's Main Event on Peacock and for international viewing on YouTube. Oh yeah, WWE have just signed a $1 billion deal with one of the biggest companies in America, in sport in America, in ESPN. Oh yeah, ESPN aren't going to allow such a big moment of the biggest title in WWE to be changed on a Peacock and YouTube show. That's has adverts in it. That's no, and it's 2 hours long. Yeah, no, actually, yeah, no, that won't gonna happen. Yeah, oh yeah, and Drew now has a reason to have a. Oh wait, yeah, actually no, yeah, Drew now has a reason to have a rematch because Cody done a heelish thing and cheated to win by DDTing Drew onto the title. So Drew now has a reason to have a rematch at Survivor Series where Drew might actually win. Like, that's how you lot should be thinking about it and being like, oh shit, yeah. Because come on now, like, what? Like, people seriously thought that Drew was going to win on a Peacock show and the YouTube that's being live streamed on YouTube. If it's 2 hours and it's a Saturday Night's Main Event, really? Seriously? Like, no. Like, come on now. Like, come on, WWE fans. Like, come on. Like, surely you should understand that just wasn't happening. But yeah, I can agree in somewhat with the ending not being the greatest, but they needed to do it in a way that makes sense for Drew to have his rematch. And now Drew can use the fact that Cody cheated to win when the ref wasn't looking, which is a very, very heelish thing to do and not a typical corporate Cody thing to do. Drew now can use that against Cody to rally Cody on to give him a rematch at Survivor Series, where Drew, hopefully, most likely, will win. Because then if Drew doesn't win in a almost 40,000 people arena at Survivor Series, then I'll understand the hate for Triple H and the frustration with Drew not becoming champion. Then I'll understand it. But for a Saturday Night's Main Event that is on Peacock and YouTube and people are fuming that Drew didn't win, like come on, you lot can't be that's stupid that you actually thought that Drew was going to win on a Saturday Night's Main Event that's not on ESPN. Like, no, like, that's just not happening. That's just not happening. Like, come on now. But yeah, anyways, guys, I'm going to end this video here. It's not been as long as I thought it was going to be, actually. I'm actually quite happy with the length of this, but like I said, I will be doing a, well, I haven't said this in this video, but I will be doing a Raw after Saturday Night's Main Event and a SmackDown after Saturday Night's Main Event as well, of course. So look forward to those videos coming out very soon. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this review. And this has been Charlie, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.